Welcome to One Club Champ. We are Aylesbury United. The year is 2027 and we are back in the Championship after a devastating loss in the playoff final where we conceded a 121st minute penalty, which meant that Burnley got promoted to the Premier League. And the Ducks are back in the Championship to basically fight it out with clubs that have a lot more money and a lot more resources compared to the Ducks. Let's get straight into transfers. That's the thing that we all want to talk about. Again, we spent pretty much a solid week of my life stuck on June 1st so that we could go and scout across the globe. We spent a lot of scouting money, and this is what we've come up with. So in no particular order, the first one I'm probably going to show you is the least impressive. Here's Armand Beyiha. Okay, Armand Beyiha. Not much else to say. 18 years old, he's got 10 under 20 caps for Cameroon, and good technique at 16. But there's nothing really much else to write home about. And if you look at his history, had a very good year, had 2 good years, 12 goals in 32 games at Canyon Yaoundé. So anyway, Armand will sit in our under 23s and let's see if he develops. Then let's go to our new goalkeeper, signed from Atletico Madrid. Well, he was released from Atletico Madrid and we signed him. 23 years old, 3 under 21 caps, 3.5 stars with a potential of 4.5 stars. Good sweeper keeper stats. I'm very happy with him. He's getting top dollar with us at 10k a week. And as a free transfer, I'm pretty happy that we've got him for the next 3 years. He's better than Gunnarsson, and that's where we needed to make an improvement. Again, Athletic Madrid's B team just giving players away. We've signed Juan Carlos, can play as a deep line playmaker, centre midfielder, advanced playmaker. He's got some good technical stats to play in there. He's got 4.5 star potential. A lot of things that are good about him. He's played in really good pre-season, 2 goals in 2 starts, and he's an attacking midfielder. He can also play attacking right and in a deeper midfield role. So I like him a lot. Capped at U19. This guy, Fawaz Al-Harthi. Now, again, this is the joy of scouting across the globe. We found this guy playing in Iran for Fulad. And he scored 37 goals across 91 appearances. He reminds me of a Riyad Mahrez as an inverted winger. Great dribbling stats. Good technique, good passing, he's got flair, can take a free kick, good enough pace and acceleration. He's not a left midfielder that really fits our formation, but to sign him on a free, and he's obviously got 3 Iranian caps, but to sign him on a free, I can train him up, and he looked like he ripped it up at the Asian Games down here. So he's got some good potential. I'm happy with that signing. Let's go to see who else we got. Next up is Jose Alberto Pardo, a forward released from Real Madrid's B team, 6'2", runs with the ball, good first touch, good technique, some fairly good acceleration and pace and stamina. Works hard with a 14. Everything I like about this kid. He's 20 years old, paying him 8k a week. I think he's got good potential to really kind of push on. If we decide to sell Sacco or Potler, he might just be the next person. All right, introducing you to, I think he's going to be a legend for us, Mfongoa Maluleki. And he has got 5-star potential, 4 stars current ability. He's 20 years old. He's already got 12 caps for the South African national team. We found him playing for the Orlando Pirates. And he is going to, I think, develop into a very well-rounded centre midfielder. Can play also at the back, can play up front, advanced playmaker and a DLP. So I can't believe we found him, and we've got him on a 3-year contract on 7k a week. Lovely little 20-year-old just to come and sit in our centre midfield. You all know who this guy is. He has been with us for now a couple of seasons. This is Luke May, 20 years old, on loan from Watford, bringing him back again for a 3rd season. Had a great year last year with 11 goals. And Luke May will play as our deep line playmaker. Next one. Now, we don't normally sign older players. We've tried to always sign players around about 23 years old with enough potential so that we can sell them on and get him back. But after finishing 3rd and only being pipped by a point for promotion, we went on a scout for some good attacking right and left backs. And so we had to kind of notch the age level up because there just weren't that many good young attacking fullbacks around available during this window. So we kind of opened up the age gap, and these are the players that we found. So here is a free transfer after being released from Girona. Emmanuel Adeje Sowa, 6.25 million. I don't really care about them saying he's a fringe player in his prime years, or that I've given him a squad player playing time agreement. This kid is going to be good for us as an attacking fullback on the right hand side. He also can play on the left hand side, so he's got that good versatility we're looking for. Again, here's another old player that's going to come in and play for us. They're saying he's a squad player in his prime years. I've told him he's going to be an impact sub, but he will play. Joe Bryan will play at left wing back for us. Now, why am I signing older players? I'm not going to sign a left wing back or a left right wing back if their natural fitness is low, or their work rate is low, or their stamina, pace, and acceleration is low. If they're old, like plus 30, then and they still got acceptable physical attributes, and they bring some experience to your team. Again, at £3,500 a week, he will sit as probably one of our starting left backs. So I'm okay with signing older players if they still have the work rate, stamina, and natural fitness. Next signing up, 23-year-old Portuguese player who has spent basically 200 games at some club called Al Hennessy, and I've probably butchered that name of that club. He's worth $1 million, and he can play up front or right midfield or anywhere in behind the back line. Comes in as an impact sub, and I think he's got room to grow at 4 stars. Let's move to the next one. Here we go. Jordan Lukaku, another Joe Bryan-esque type player. Left wing back, can play in midfield, can also play on the right, good versatility. He's worth 4.1 million, still got good physical stats, work rate at 14, teamwork at 16, stamina at 9. I mean, and natural fitness at 15. I've probably got 1 to 2 years. Now, I've given him a 1-year contract, and he will give us, again, a good cover at left back or left midfield or right back. Belgian international, and I think he's going to be pretty good. I have a little concern about injuries. He's picked up a couple already, but just small niggly injuries, and you can see that since in the year of 2027, he's had only a couple of injuries, and that is since he's come from me. So maybe pre-season has just been a little bit too hard for Jordan Lukaku. And let's go. Another fullback, another old player, Mark Navarro. Again, standard physical stats. All right, natural fitness at 13. Attacking player, good crossing, good technique. This is a current Watford player who, if you look at his career, also has played in the Championship. He's played across Europe, and I'm pretty happy with the cover that we have both on the left-hand side and the right-hand side of defense. And here's just a gamble. Kid has been released from, let's see, I believe it was Liverpool. He's had a couple of years in the Sky Bet League 2. He's got 5-star potential, can play on the left side and on the right. He's an Irish under-21 player, and I've got him on a 2-year contract, paying him £2,600 a week. He will sit in our under-23s and see if the experienced fullbacks around him can help him be a better player. We said goodbye to Denver Hume, no longer needed after we brought in those older fullbacks. We said goodbye to a legend of Aylesbury, Alfie Payne. We sold him for 30k. He did amazing for us. Basically, 200, just short of 200 league performances for us. 28 goals or 25 goals, something like that, and came up from the Bet Ifsman Premier League all the way to the Championship. And still, he had 23 games last year, only 5 starts. But once his contract was running down and we've invested, big time in our centre midfield, it was time to say goodbye to Alfie Payne. And we did the same with Charlie Gilmore too. Here's another player that come up through the ranks from the Vanarama North and had a great career with us across 5-6 seasons. Again, goodbye Charlie Gilmore, thank you for your service. We have also got one more player that could be potentially coming in, and his name is Christopher Nkunku, centre midfielder for us. We had him on loan, we had him on trial for pre-season. Very good in terms of reports. He's in the top 3 centre midfielders, and we wanted to have a good rotation of players. Now they're saying that only 61 appearances and he's 29. That just might say to me that he has not really reached his potential yet, even though he's 29. If you look, he was at PSG and then Lespig bought him for 12 million and have not given him any game time over, basically the last 5 years of his career. So I'd be interested to see kind of what he is in other people's game if he was given some game time. He is 29. He's got 6 under-21 caps. He can play left side, right side. I'm really pleased if he comes in. He's going to be a good player. So that is the setup of our team. In terms of finances, we've got 9 million in the bank. We have lost over this month £300,000. That's mainly through signing on fees. We're about to run out of our scouting budget right here. Our wage budget, we're just below the permitted 197,000. We've got a transfer budget of 5.4, but there's no way we can spend that because we don't have enough wages to be able to pay the team. We are still ground sharing at High Wycombe, the home of Wycombe Wanderers, with a capacity of 9,000. And we have still a 2.5-star reputation. We have about 1,000 season ticket holders. This is our club culture. So we're playing attacking football, making the most out of set pieces, playing a high tempo game with entertaining football. We've got to work within the wage budget, and we've been asked to finish mid-table. Now, considering that we finished 3rd last year, we're going for promotion, all-out promotion. Improved youth facilities are being built as we speak, and that is my hope. I hope that we can produce young Aylesbury players. Here's our club info. Here's the general. As you can see, I'm a legend at the club right now. Sam Dolby is an icon who is now on loan from Sunderland at Wigan, and hasn't really done too much since his career at Aylesbury. Favoured personnel are Alfie Payne, Lucas Potler, Abubakar Sacco, Terrell Whitaker, absolute legend sitting at Billericay, and Japhet Tanganga, who has been with us since basically near enough the beginning. After our first season he joined and he stayed with us, and he's just been an absolute unbelievable signing. He's the captain, and Lucas Potler last year, he's hit 20 league goals. Sacco hit 19 league goals. So we're in a good position going forward. What else? Pre-season was a great pre-season for us. 7 games, 7 wins, and we really kind of focused in on seeing how well young of these players that we brought in would mould together. We have got Nottingham Forest in the first game of the Championship season, so let's get to it. Forest finished mid-table last year. I think it was 12th, and of the 3 times that we have played each other, we have won twice and they have won once. They have a good team. This is going to be our setup then. So our new goalkeeper, Malolo, goes in goal. Right back is our Adedi Sowa. Joe Bryan at left back. We've got both our centre backs out suspended, and that's Japhet Tanganga and Ross Black, who we got back on loan. So we are playing the Greek goddess, and that is Giannis Vrizas, along with Makuleki, our fella from South Africa. Right midfield is our Pereira fella from Portugal. Bruno, the Argentinian, on the left-hand side. He actually made Team of the Year last year. Luke May as the deep line playmaker. Deli Bashiru as the attacking centre midfielder. With Pardo, who's the new signing, up front from Real Madrid's B team, and Potler. On the bench, we have got Gunnarsson, Lamin So. He makes us eligible because he's a homegrown kid. Juan Carlos. Here's our Riyad Mahrez fella, Fawaz Hawathi, Mark Hill, Mark Navarro, and Nico Williams. Nico Williams broke his ankle last year, and he hasn't really done it for us. So we're giving the new fella Sowa a go. As hopefully a better player than Nico Williams. People that are not ready and not fit: Lukaku's still kind of injured. Sakho's kind of injured. Lenun, after he gave away the penalty in the final last year, may never play for Aylesbury again. And that's our team. Just a couple of little things. We've changed this role to a ball-playing defender because Maloleki is a better passer and he actually can bring the ball out from defence, so we've asked him to dribble a little more. I'm scared about doing that away from home first game of the season, but we're going to go for it. Here we go. Championship. And this is I believe our 8th season, maybe not. 8th season. Alright, so Forest are setting up in a positive 4-5-1. They've got Chris Swanson up front, who doesn't look to be a huge threat at all. But you know that he will most likely bang in a hat-trick first game. They have got a debutant of Diogo Pinto, who is 3.2 million. They signed from... who do they sign from down here? Benfica. Yep, signed from Benfica. And another debutant left back here, Ben Cottrell. You've got Joe Worrell at centre back. Good fullback there. Alright, let's get started. We've got pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 debutants. And Potler leads out the team as a captain. And we are cross fingers about the start to our championship career. Here we go. Playing in the wonderful away strip of orange and black. And we're actually starting the season on the 31st of July, so not even waiting to August to get there. First highlight goes to Forest, and it's Potler stealing it from the centre-back. Oh, that should have been 1-0 from the rebound. He hits the post. I'm only worried about our 2 centre-backs. They didn't play together at all in pre-season, and both of them are like third and fourth choice centre-backs behind Tanganga and Ross Black. But we're playing six new debutants. Ball over the top, and Malolo comes out and pings it. There's our fullback, Sets it back to Luke May. Back to Malulecki. Drops it back to Malherlo. Joe Bryan out on the left. Advancing forward. Whip it in. Ooh. Well, we ask our fullbacks to get forward and to cross often. And of course, the shot into the near post is exactly what we expect to see in FM. Oh dear. Oh no, offside. Thank you very much. We've done a lot of training in attacking corners and set pieces and deliveries over pre-season too, as it's one of our big club culture items to score a lot from set pieces. Tom Delly looks injured and definitely injured. We'll let him go to half time and then we'll take him off. Nottingham Forest are creeping into the game after a positive start by Aylesbury. We haven't actually had a highlight that has started with Aylesbury with the ball yet. If we have to make a sub, Juan Carlos will come on in centre midfield. Joe Bryan gets to it first. Plays it back into Rizas. Great ball over the top to Lucas Potler. And it's 1-0 just before half time. Great assist from Joe Bryan at left back in his debut game. And Lucas Potler doesn't need too many chances to finish that one off. And it's a great ball over the top. And a nice composed finish there. Gets a half time. And maybe we're somewhat fortunate to be 1-0 up, especially after Forest had a goal disallowed. We're gonna make a change. We're gonna take off Tom Delly. And we're gonna bring on Juan Carlos to go and play in there. And right now we'll leave Pereira out there and Valdez, but we've definitely got options off the bench with both of them, with our Riyad Mahrez, Iranian fella, and Navarro, and Nico Williams. Again, Forest with the starting, having the ball from the highlight. I would like to see more of us, more highlights for Aylesbury. Here we go, corner, Valdez. And the Greek gets up and heads it over. Goalkeeper is showing nerves, which isn't good, but it's understandable. He's 23, in a new country, playing away, first game of the season. Free kick to Forest out wide. They've gone with an attacking 4-3-3. And that's a bit of a scrappy goal there. And goalkeeper has made a mistake. Well, we kind of half called it and said that he showed nerves. Alright, time to make a couple of changes here. A few of our boys are not quite performing. Pereira's going to come off. And we're going to go with Navarro out there. And I think it's time for Bruno to come off. And Al-Harthi to come on, and we're going to do something a little different here. Let's play him as an inverted winger and attack. Let's see if he can go and get some magic with 30 minutes to go. We have now done all our subs, so we have gambled here to try and see if we can get ourselves the winner in the first game of the season. 20 minutes to go. And I'm going to give a little shout to our goalkeeper that there's no pressure. Just relax. Oh, great save by the goalkeeper after Pardew had got onto that. Here we go. Joe Bryan with a corner. Now, I did notice on that last corner that I had no defenders back at all, and that is probably because I've got Joe Bryan, who's meant to be the person staying back, and he was also instructed to take the corner. So that's an oversight on my part that I'm going to have to... we're about to do it again. Look, 2v1 at the back post, and now we're in trouble on the counter if the goalkeeper kicks it up, and this it could be absolutely my fault here. Yep, I have been punished. That is my fault. Oh dear, counter from a corner. And of course, in their highlight, of course he squares it to the other forward. Why would... This never happens on your... Never happens a give and go like that in your game. Oh dear. Well, there you go. That was a disappointing start to the season. A 2-1 loss away from home, and we've been hit on the counter-attack after our fullback decided to take the corner kick in the 80-something minute, which allowed Forest to leave 2 up front. And there we go. Not a great start to life back in the Championship. A hangover has carried on from the playoff final. Even though we went and won all our pre-season games, killing off Twente and Benfica, we have just lost the first game of the season. And, well, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to have to adjust those corner kicks, otherwise we're going to get countered on. I'm going to have a little look at something here. Let's have a look. Go into my tactics. Set pieces, corners, attack. Now, I've got Joe Bryan staying back. And I've got Joe Bryan staying back. I don't understand why he was taking that corner when I've instructed my left midfielder to take it. Well, there we go. FM has decided to... Maybe I didn't have enough takers that were designated and it just picked the next best one, which meant I left one defender back. Anyway, these are the things that you need to pay attention to, and that's where you lose games like that. Alright, up the Ducks. Let's see if we can get back onto winning tracks. Alright, off we go.